Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am BorderWise and welcome back to Roguelike Commentary, where we're playing Ziggurat, the quintessential first-person wizard survival game roguelike thing. I'm sorry, my sentence is thrown off immediately by just how fast this is. Oh man, I hope people watching this don't get motion sick easily. And... I need the settings immediately. Oh no. Damn it! I thought I was gonna sneeze, but I didn't. Okay, so you can immediately tell that I'm a little bit rusty at this. It has been a long time since I've played the first Ziggurat. I've played the second one more recently, and yes, I'll be doing a commentary on that as well, because roguelike commentary is great fun. And yeah, it's like this was fun. Like, it was a little bit, like, disorientating at first, like, especially since the mouse sensitivity was too high. I suspect that I reinstalled this at some point and then didn't play it because I've beaten this game, I've clocked it, but like my progress was reset, so we're starting off with like basic weapons, basic abilities, basic amulets and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this game is fun, and it's one of those games which is really neat in the sense that like sometimes an idea for a video game comes to you, and then you find that game. Someone else had the same bright idea as you, and thankfully they were a game developer, and by gum, they jolly well made it. Which is great, and awesome, and cool, and makes me happy. So yeah, like, Ziggurat, well, it's pretty self-explanatory, really. Well, not really. Well, you could see what's happening. You go through the Ziggurat, labyrinthine, arcane thingy construction, room by room, you collect stuff, you get the drill. I don't remember when this game was released, so I'm going to look that up. I'm going to look it up, 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 look it up. Ziggurat game 2014. Hell yes. That's golden right there. Man, I really haven't played this in a while then. I would have last played this, I guess, 2014, 2015, maybe 2016. And, yeah. I seem to have forgotten a lot of the more annoying enemies that are in this game. These guys are a pain because they turn the floor into lava. And you can't really jump over... you can't really jump over the little flame waves. And yeah, this game is very fast-paced, so if you're a fan of fast-paced first-person shooters, this might be the game for you. I mean, unless you particularly like first-person shooters because of the gun sounds and the firearms, then this game's probably not for you, because there are not many firearms in this game. There are some. There is basically an alchemy weapon. It's like a shotgun and grenade launcher and stuff like that. And speaking of the different weapons, I got pretty unlucky on this run. I kept getting the same things over and over again, which is really annoying, which means for most of the floors I was just rolling by on my wand, the basic weapon. Which, by the way, there's perks you can get when you level up that make the wand really strong, and that's really nice, and it would have been nice to get any of those, but I didn't. I might not have unlocked them yet. So yeah. So this is a three-parter, I should mention. I'm trying to break these up into nice 20-minute segments, which will be uploaded, well, fairly close together, so there's not a long time sitting between them. Content creation is fun and good and great. Whee! Doop doop doop. Boop boop boop, doop doop doop, shrieky things. I've forgotten what almost all of the enemies are called, by the way, so I'm just gonna describe them as I see them. So, yeah, these are slime. Well, they're blue slimes, I remember that much. And, yeah, so, every weapon has an alt fire for anyone who doesn't know. Like, I'm pretty sure most people watching this would have at least heard of Ziggurat. It does, like, you can kind of see, you can tell by looking that visually it's quite an old game. Like, 2014 was almost 10 years ago. There's people, like, born in 2014 which are upright and talking, which will never cease to amaze and terrify me. But, yeah. This game holds up pretty well. It's fun. There are some annoyances. It can be really annoying to, like, backtrack. Not backtrack, what am I thinking of? To backpedal, and then suddenly you hit an obstacle you didn't see. There's a later room, which I'm not sure we'll see in this first part, where it's a lot of stairs, so that's a problem. And yeah, trap rooms, man. You gotta get the rhythm of the rhyme right. If you hate Half-Life style jumping puzzles, you will not like the trap rooms. They're not fun. And we got Hellish Ember. So here's the problem. I keep getting Hellish Ember and the Frozen Soul. Thankfully it's on screen right now. I keep getting that over and over again. And I'm like, which one do I prefer? Which one is less bad? And they're both okay, but you don't want to be rolling with them as your only weapon. If nothing else, because the... Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, much pain. Ouch, 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 ouch. I think, playing through this game back in the day, I died more from trap rooms than from enemies. Or at least I lost way more health to trap rooms than from enemies. It's a good time. The plot, in case anyone doesn't know, is that this is a wizard's trial, so to speak. You want to become a full-fledged member of the Sacred Order, you gotta pass through the Ziggurat. So, and there's modifiers in each rooms, and because I only have the one weapon, this is like really annoying, and I'm still getting the hang of the game again. These friggin' mandrakes, I swear, I think the developers have a real soft spot for them. I find them really irritating because they just kind of, well, they bum rush you and bite your ass. As mandrakes do. They're not delicious carrots, they are annoying mandrakes. And this is, I'm not sure what game first started the whole experience crystals thing, but I'm not sure how I feel about it, because it does encourage the player to, like, frantically run around collecting stuff, and they can't just, you know, mindlessly circle strafe and play it safe, and destroy enemies from a distance. You have to run around and collect the stuff that falls out of them. And here's some lore. Nobody has ever questioned the power of the skill of the noble wizards of Greyhorn. However, in the harsh Ziggurat test, no one has managed to escape with all limbs intact. One can only wonder what can be inside this puzzling labyrinth. Just stop. Whoops. Oh boy, I didn't wait for myself. Okay, so... there is a wonderful perk that I get at some point, which means you get a little bit of health back from breaking stuff. That can be a real lifesaver, especially on these early levels when there is a lot of stuff to break. And here we go, lots of mushrooms. I forget what these things are called. I think they're just called, like, evil mushrooms or something like that. Foul fungus. Unfun guys. I am funny. I'm starting to remember as well, or at least later on I remember, is just how the enemies aim. So weirdly enough, it's something I learned from the Depths, actually, is that a lot of AI in games actually has trouble predicting things that move in the curves. Straight lines are relatively easy, but I just face tanked mushroom fireballs. But yeah, like, curving movement is kind of hard to predict. So, in Ziggurat, your best bet is to constantly move in a circle. So, and the same for the sequel as well. So, this is a tip that's almost a decade late. So, if you tried this game and didn't like it, well, now's your chance. Now's your chance to give it another go. Hey, it's a boss fight. Sir Arthur, Eternal Warrior. Giant, horny Doomskull. Heh. And so the approach I had throughout this run for the bosses is essentially just focus on the boss and ignore the ads. Which kind of worked, and right there is what I was talking about. These friggin' torches are a serious issue. So, Ziggurat, unfortunately, every boss fight is pretty similar, in the sense that, you know, you have a boss and it does basically only 2 attacks, but, they constantly spawn minions, and I have to say, that is one of my least favorite boss tropes ever, is bosses that constantly spawn in new friends, because it's just, it feels lazy, it feels like they couldn't work out a way to have the boss be enough of a challenge on their own, so they make it spawn more dudes endlessly. And I don't like that, and every time I find that in a game, I'm like, why, guys? Come on. Like, you can do better than this. I know developing games, and especially creating a fun boss fight is hard, but this is not ideal. It's not unmanageable in Ziggurat, because your character moves really fast, and a lot of weapons have an area of effect, but also, it's not great. Multitasking like this is not fun. It's a little bit... There are, like, other ways that are kind of good. One of them is have two bosses at once, because then it's just two of them, and you've got to multitask between them. That's not perfect, but it's okay. Or they spawn a limited number of minions. That's quite nice. Well, I mean, not quite nice. I mean, you know what I mean. That's better than endlessly spawning minions, because it means that you can choose to focus down the minions or focus down the mooks. And welcome to the Emberstone Quarry. What new weapon shall we get? It is... Pardon me, gravity has interrupted. What new weapon shall we get? What new weapon shall we get? Oh, I wonder what it is. It's the same weapon we just had. So yeah, you can tell this is the first game in a series where they're still working stuff out. And also I haven't unlocked anything yet. The audio, on the other hand, is pretty good. Oh, I hate those golems. I hate them so much. They are the worst. And the perks are fun. Scaredy Cat, Wrecking Ball. I think I went for Wrecking Ball. Yeah, I did. Blurred. And certain enemies are easier to deal with than others. The ones that turn the entire floor into lava or have annoying area of effect attacks, or homing attacks, that sucks. Those are kind of a problem. Like, enemies that just walk at you in a straight line to hit you, and you can just hit them in the face with fireballs repeatedly, that's manageable. These guys are an excellent example of enemies that actually lead their shots really well, so moving in a straight line is a great way to get shot in the head. I think, what are these things called? Kobold crossbowmen or something? I don't know. Yeah, right there you can see, like, I moved in a straight line and I got hit like 3 times in a row. Lesson learned, move in a circle. It's like sexy dancing. Move your butt in a circle. Or else, you will get shot with arrows. I'm not sure that's what happens in sexy dancing. I have not sexy danced in a very long time. Or ever. I don't remember. Don't read too much into that. Why does the commentary always go there? So anyway, it's just basically more but similar. You get more stuff later. What the hell was that? Oh, that was me trying to work out what the map is. No, it's me trying to work out what the friggin' like perks menu, the level up menu is, so I can see what I actually have. Because every character, there are unlockable characters. I'm playing as the second one, the girl. You can probably hear by the noises she makes when she jumps. Basically, she starts with a perk to get a little bit extra experience. And I believe the other starting character, Argo, and unfortunately I've forgotten the name of the character I'm playing right now. I'm so terrible. Of course you forgot the woman's name, you bastard. Anyway, so Argo has a more powerful wand, so he's more beginner friendly, but this character, who actually I'm gonna look up her name because I feel embarrassed. This is the character I chose. Ziggurat. Characters. Category, characters. Okay, let's see here. Trending pages. Karina, that's her name. Yeah, okay. Go 17 playable characters. Let's see what Karina's deal is. Soul Wand. Oh, she's exactly the... Oh, her wand fires slightly faster. Okay. Really? I thought she started with something. Oh well. Argo. What's our default character? Okay, cool. I kind of thought they started with different perks. I'm disappointed. Anyway, what's been happening on screen while I'm looking at that? Oh, yes. We've got the horny Doom heads. Doom heads? The burning skulls from Doom. That is a Doom thing, right? Also the secondary on the... what's it? The Hellfire Ember? The book I've got. The secondary sucks simply because it takes so long to recharge, and there's not much of a visual or audio indicator as to when it's, you know, back. So that's a problem. Yeah, boy. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Jumping, 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 jumping. I am fond of games in first person. I am fond of games with first person combat. And, I suspect I might be weird in that respect. Because even though I'm not usually a huge fan of first-person shooters, yes, I know this is exactly a first-person shooter, I like the games with first-person melee combat, which I suspect makes me odd, because, well, that's, like, that's not something a lot of people seem to enjoy, simply because it's disorientating. But I like it, and I think that's because I played Dark Messiah of Might and Magic way back in the day. That game is not aged well. I tried playing that again some time ago. It's very clunky. Like, once you've gotten used to things like Skyrim and... Oh, hello, Carrot Rain. Throughout millennia, many apprentices have witnessed with delight this mystic and unexpected vegetable rain. However, their smiles have been quickly erased from their... It's the mandrakes they're talking about. So anyway, so once you're used to playing something like Skyrim, which actually has quite mediocre combat, really, or average combat, I should say, or something like Vermintide, and you go back to Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, oh boy, it feels quite clunky. Which, like, it makes sense, because the game was kind of experimental. It was a new IP, at least for Ubisoft and Arcade Studios back when it was made. And, yeah, look at me talking about video games other than the one that's happening on screen right now. Although that's quite normal. Like, we often think of games, like, in relation to other games, and that's how games get made. You can very clearly see that, the makers of Ziggurat, were influenced quite heavily by Doom with the floating horny skulls and stuff like that. I'm gonna keep calling them that. I forget what they're called, but damn it, I can't unlock my phone. My finger's too greasy. Hands are heavy, palms are sweaty, mom's spaghetti. Spaghetti, spaghetti, spaghetti. Milkstone Studios! There we go. Also, the wiki I was looking at for Ziggurat was basically not updated at all, like, ever. Yeah, I think that these horrible birds didn't make it into Ziggurat 2, and you know what? I'm fine with that, because they're really annoying. Oh yeah, and the scavenging thing, I have to find the purple stones. Purple stones. They're like purple pills, but not. They're probably better for you than purple pills. Oh, goop. Oh, there's a lot of goop. There's a lot of goop. Oh, there's a lot of goop. Be careful, it's bird goop. It is among the worst kind of goop. Bird goop. As anyone who's ever owned a bird can tell you, bird goop is terrible. They're like cats. Nothing good comes out of a bird, substance-wise. Yee, perks. And the enemies in this game are quite good in the sense is, like, you relish killing them, thanks to ragdoll physics and the fact that they're, like, really irritating and deserve to die. Also, I'm pretty sure there's no fall damage in this game, which is convenient, because, my goodness, did you see what the height I just dropped from? Look at this fast bastard. A fastard, if you will. In this... Oh yeah, some mooks are invisible. Which is tremendously irritating, except they stop being visible sometimes. And I remember just looking at that goop pile and being like, man, that's goop. That is goop. That is the most goopy goop whatever gooped. What's in here? More stuff? Exactly, more stuff. The stuffiest stuff that ever stuffed. Oh, these bastards. I like those guys, actually. Like, they're a pain in the ass to fight because the area effect of that lightning bomb is quite big. But it's just like, design-wise, it's like, oh, it's a dragon, but also a zeppelin, and also lightning. Also, the sounds they make are cool. Audio, I've probably said this before, in fact I definitely have, audio might be one of the more underrated, like, parts of game design. A game can be crap at almost everything else, but if it's got good audio, I think that can save it. Meanwhile, if you do everything else right, but if you don't do the audio right, I think, like, the game's not going to be as good. And it's funny that it's like, ooh, boss time, let's see who it is. It is Poloco. Oh, Poloco's not so bad. Poloco's kind of predictable. He's got a bone. He's got a boner. I don't know if I'm funny, but okay. Yep, you gotta do the jumpy and avoid the carrots. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I was playing fights in tight places. Man, I screwed up good timing there. And I was trying to see what games I could play with, like, background YouTube videos in the background. Fights in tight places is not one of them. Firstly, because you have to concentrate, and also, if you turn the music off, it's just not the same at all. So, yeah, it's like, also, if you haven't seen my Fights in Tight Places video, you should go watch that. It's great fun. It's a little long, because it was the first roguelike commentary I did. But yeah, go watch that, after you watch the rest of these. And while I'm asking for things, watch all the videos, I guess. That's basically what every YouTuber will tell you to do. Like, comment, subscribe, watch all the videos. And with that, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon, or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps, and there's fun perks in it for you. Thank you to all my current supporters, and I will see you next time in Roguelike Commentary, the Ziggurat edition. Farewell.